Today's guest is a very, very special woman. Dr. Hyla is naturally acclaimed innovator and expert in the fields of integrative medicine, psychiatry, addiction recovery, and you've probably seen her on Dr. Oz, E! Entertainment, The View, not to mention the Huffington Post and a number of other media outlets. She is the author of several best-selling books. One of my favorites, Natural Highs, 8 Weeks to Vibrant Health, Supplement Your Prescription, What Your Doctor Doesn't Know About Your Nutrition, and The Addicted Brain and How to Break Free. Of course, for me, one of the most important roles is that she is my dear friend and soul sister. Welcome to the show, Hyla. It's great to have you here today on Passionate Living.
Oh, it's such a pleasure.
And you talk about all of the natural herbs, supplements, what's available out there on the market that actually works, that doesn't mean you have to run to the medicine chest and take drugs all the time. Could you talk
Absolutely.
about
I mean, we have been so brainwashed as a society. We have drug advertisements on TV. I mean, that should be banned. It is in most countries. And people think that you need to have a pill for every ill. And in the world of psychiatry, I think it's criminal. You know, if somebody, you go to a doctor, you're feeling stressed, anxious, depressed, look under the hood. What's going on in that person's life? They may actually have a physical issue. They may have a thyroid problem or an adrenal problem. They may have an infection. They may have Lyme disease, for heaven's sake. I mean, I'm getting pretty far afield here,
Right.
But a person deserves a workup. I do, and people, the other healers that I know, practitioners, doctors, nutritionists, acupuncturists, whatever, we are working with the body's own chemistry and own physiology, and it's miraculous. You know, when you give the support that's needed,
Right.
It really does look like a miracle, but that is how it's all made. That's how we're made. That's how the world is made.
Now, let me ask you this, Hyla. If somebody is watching right now, what are 3 things that someone can do that are simple to improve their overall health and wellness? Just 3 simple little things that they could start with if they're not already doing them.
One of the things is to be in the moment, which is kind of hard because we're always thinking about, we're worried about the future, we're thinking about the past, and it's kind of hard to be present. But being present, and this is something that you really teach, is so important because when you're in the present, you experience what is. And that's what we're here for. Right. And we need to train our minds. We have monkey minds. So having a meditation practice is very important. And there are many, many different meditation practices. There's moving meditations if you can't keep still. It's a matter of focus, presence, mindfulness. So that's one thing that I think is key to feeling good and dealing with particularly the ongoing stress of the present time. The other thing to pay attention to is diet. What you put into your body becomes your body. Food is a message. Food carries a tremendous amount of information. And we need to have pure, good food, not GMO modified, because that's going to enter into our bodies and become part of us.
What is the impact that sugar has on the body?
Terrible. It throws off our sugar and insulin reaction. We become insulin resistant, gain weight, it's inflammatory. Sugar is highly inflammatory. The last thing we want is inflammation. Inflammation is what causes dementia, causes gut problems, causes joint problems. We know we have autoimmune disease. You don't want to do anything that's inflammatory. And the good news is I can get people off sugar by replenishing the right nutrients in their body and brain. You get the right nutrients, the sugar cravings actually go away, and you don't have to white knuckle it. I even do this for—
What are some of those? Tell us about those.
I mean, listen, you can do it for alcohol too. One of the simple ones is glutamine, L-glutamine.
Right.
You take 500 to 1,000 milligram capsule. Open it up under your tongue when you're feeling a sugar craving,
Right.
or an alcohol craving, and people are just amazed. Put it under your tongue, goes down. It's like, oh, how about
I'm
that?
going to try that today when I have a sugar craving. I'm going to take, I have some
Check
good
it
right
out. Check it out and let me know. The other thing that's good for a sugar craving actually is taking some CBD.
now.
And the way you take CBD, let me just demonstrate because it's fun. You shake it up, squeeze the bottle, one squeeze.
Right.
You don't want to ever get it on your shirt. Never get it on your
Oh,
shirt.
I
So
know. I did that once and it
really
came out.
careful. Let it sit under your tongue for
Uh-huh.
about 30 seconds. So I'm keeping it under my tongue and gradually absorb. So if
Mhm.
it absorbs that way, there's less to go through. It's the CBD that carries a lot of the medicinal properties. Helps to sleep, um, helps the immune system, helps the gut, actually helps leaky gut, which we hear a lot about. So it helps the gut to heal. It's good for the heart. I mean, you name it, and it has a role because the endocannabinoid system goes throughout the body. So you can have depression, anxiety, um, different gut problems, which it sounds like may not be the role of a psychiatrist, but actually the gut is very much connected to the brain.
What would you say about everything that's happening right now? Do you have any insights?
Um, there are many levels to look at it,
Right.
but I see it as a reset. It's a reset for each of us individually, a reset for the planet. We're noticing how nature has done a reset. You know, wildlife has expanded. The national parks without visitors have grown hugely in terms of the wildlife and the foliage and everything else. And we ourselves, we're home. We have more time to think about our lives. Some people, unfortunately, have lost jobs, lost work. That's
Right.
another reset, very unfortunate reset. Um, but it's forced us to become more contemplative and more self-analytical. And I think that's a good thing too. Yeah, and the important thing is to support your immune system. You know, you asked what to do, you know, what are the three things? Well, the third thing is support your immune system. And that is make sure you're taking vitamin C at least 2 grams a day. Make sure your vitamin D level is up at least at 50, and that you have to measure. But I have all my patients on 5,000 units anyway. But some people even need 10,000 units a day, and it sounds like a lot, but it really isn't. Although you should measure your level. You don't want to get way high.
I can't tell you how many people have texted me in the last month that they're not sleeping. It's one of the big problems right now. And what would you suggest for sleep? I know you mentioned CBD, mentioned meditating. I know taking electronics out of your bedroom at night is huge.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you got it. And don't do overstimulating things at bedtime. Gradually wind down, have dim lighting. Don't be on your computer or your phone till the last minute. Some people are more sensitive to this than others.
Right.
Um, but be aware that it can interfere with your sleep. Melatonin is helpful.
Hmm. Yeah, I've taken melatonin. I have crazy dreams on melatonin, but it does help.
Then you don't. Then you may not need it. When people have really sufficient melatonin,
Right.
it leads to overly vivid dreams, and some people even get like crazy dreams. Like
Yeah,
the,
yeah, that's what happens to me sometimes. I'll take it and I'm like, oh my gosh, what a crazy dream that was. Yeah.
yeah, so that means you probably have sufficient melatonin. Melatonin comes from serotonin. It's
Right.
converted, which comes from tryptophan, which is a protein. But you also need a little bit of carb to get it across the blood-brain barrier. Or if you need, by the way, if you're anxious and depressed and you're looking for the right amino acid, it's usually tryptophan or 5-hydroxytryptophan, which will help to calm you down and give you a better mood.
I take the 5-HTP when I'm particularly stressed, and I notice a difference right away. Yeah.
Yeah, one thing you should note is some people, if they take 5-HTP at bedtime, get overstimulated because 5-HTP can increase what's called cortisol, which is our stress hormone. And some of us are running such high cortisols right now that they may be better off taking tryptophan instead. Now I'm getting esoteric, but might as well. You got me here. You might as well take
Might as well.
because what I really do is check people's amino acids. I can do that with a questionnaire and just let them know what amino acids they should be taking.
Oh, that's great. Well, Hyla, thank you so much for sharing with everyone today. What beautiful information. And I just love you and the work you're doing in this world. I'm so grateful to you for everything you bring, that you have focused your practice with more of a natural approach and helping people to help themselves, which is, there's nothing more important.
Exactly. You got it. You got it. Thank you. And thank you for the work you're doing.
Oh.
You bring this passionate living into people's living rooms. And it's beautiful how you do it. You take yourself and just spread the joy and passion. And it's great. Thank you. Thanks for being you.
Oh, thank you. One of the gazillion reasons I love you. All right. We'll have you back again real soon. I'm looking forward to that.
Love to.